This is ABC 7 News at 6.
Multiple people are injured tonight after a bridge collapse in Old Town. Good evening and thank you for joining us. I'm Beth Jones. It happened shortly after 2 o'clock today. Portions of the Llewellyn Estes Bridge in Old Town collapsed while a construction crew was at work. Our Doug Banks joins us now live from the scene. Doug, what is the latest there?
Good evening, Beth. That's right. I'm here live in Old Town, where just over my left shoulder is the site of the collapsed bridge, which fell into the Stillwater River. Now we're going to show you some footage that was taken shortly after the bridge collapse, which was at around 2 o'clock this afternoon, while construction crews were working on it. We spoke with Old Town's police and fire chief, who both said that one person was taken to the hospital with non-life-threatening injuries, 2 others were treated and released on scene. Here's Old Town's fire chief about that, and one Old Town resident who spoke with us and said he heard the collapse of the bridge from his home, just up the street from here.
First unit on scene from us found out there was only one patient that needed transport with a leg injury, and 2 others with minor injuries that were treated on scene and released.
And I did hear a very loud sound, and I thought the crane maybe had toppled over. And first I thought it was the temporary bridge that broken up, because a lot of heavy traffic, I can hear it all night long, big trucks rolling over. And then I took a better look and I realized that was the new bridge that collapsed.
Now, everyone we talked with said that there were no casualties. People have been commuting over that temporary bridge since 2024. Old Town's fire chief says that that bridge was not damaged. A cause for the collapse today is not known at this time, but Maine DOT says that they're assessing the situation. Live in Old Town, I'm Doug Banks for ABC 7 News at 6. Beth, back to you in the studio.
Doug, thank you so much for that update. In other news, a Bangor officer was injured after 2 people attempted to flee from a drug arrest yesterday. Spokesperson Katie England says the officer spotted 61-year-old Julie Edwards of Bangor driving on Main Street and knew she did not have a valid license. England says the officer stopped the car. One passenger gave him a false name and the other refused to identify himself. They were later identified as 43-year-old Adam Gray of Eddington and 44-year-old Kevin Gray of Bangor. England says drug paraphernalia was cited in the car, and when they were informed that they would be searched, Kevin and Adam allegedly ran. Both were arrested with the help of a police canine as Adam allegedly resisted. Adam and the officer were taken to the hospital with minor injuries. All 3 people are facing charges of unlawful possession of drugs. Kevin and Adam Gray are charged with refusal to submit to arrest and failure to give a correct name. Kevin Gray is also charged with assault on an officer. Well, authorities are investigating an alleged arson at a care facility in Waterville. It happened early this morning. Investigators with the Office of the State Fire Marshal responded to Woodlands Memory Care Unit at 141 West River Road in Waterville to investigate a reported fire. The Department of Public Safety says investigators determined that the fire started in a resident's bedroom and was intentionally set. Fire damage was limited to a laundry basket and comforter. All residents were evacuated from the facility. No one was hurt, and that investigation is ongoing. Well, switching gears now, today, former Governor Paul LePage announced a new endorsement for his congressional campaign at Sheridan Construction. Steve McAllister with the U.S. Chamber of Commerce shared that they are choosing to endorse LePage with the goal of boosting Maine's economy.
Now, Governor LePage's record is exactly what we are looking for at the U.S. Chamber of Commerce, where we need members of Congress to go down to Washington, D.C. and keep in mind of the small businesses that make up our communities back home.
When I became governor, my goal was to make government smaller, not bigger. It was to make Maine workers keep more money in their pockets.
Meanwhile, congressional candidate Matt Dunlap slammed his opponent, Paul LePage, over his comments calling Social Security welfare during his time as governor. During a press conference earlier today, Dunlap talked about LePage's record, which he said included vetoing Medicaid expansion 6 times, cutting the funding for the Meals on Wheels program, as well as turning down federal funding for Alzheimer's and dementia care. Dunlap said Maine is one of the oldest states in the nation in terms of population, and Social Security is critical.
Right now, members of LePage's own party and the people around them in Washington are pushing a 22% cut to Social Security benefits. When that fight comes, what side will Paul LePage be on? And you don't have to guess.
Dunlap said Maine seniors have earned their Social Security with decades of hard work, and they deserve to know that Social Security will exist for years to come. One of Bangor's most beloved nonprofits is working to rebuild after an unexpected tragedy. As our Alex Schley tells us, this comes as their services are needed now more than ever.
Called a company, they came in and said it's not water, it's sewer.
A Bangor-based nonprofit has been forced to close part of its facility after a pipe broke last week.
My wife came running in the room saying, honey, the ceiling's just leaking all over the place. And I said, okay, went out there. And it was completely flooded.
Mana Ministries has served the Bangor community since 1991. And for the last decade, its Center Street location has been a place where residents can turn when they need a hot meal or other services.
But we lost it. We lost the ceiling, we lost the floor, we lost the bathroom.
In addition to structural repairs, Ray says all of the appliances in the kitchen also need to be replaced.
It's a commercial kitchen to serve a lot of people.
Ray says the kitchen is more important now than ever since the Together place closed at the end of last month.
Our numbers for dinner have gone up quite a bit, so now we're feeding about 50, 60 people a night.
Even with part of the facility out of commission, Ray says Mana has no plans to stop.
And on a personal level, it's like, okay, God, are you shutting this down or just testing us? We're getting tested, you know. Are you here for the long run? Yes. I'm 76 years old. I don't plan on quitting now.
And while the damage has created a setback, Ray says the community has made sure Mana isn't facing it alone. Local restaurants and other community members have stepped up donating food and offering whatever they can help.
The community cares enough to bring us food, the restaurants. I mean, Mo has been just fantastic. Chick-fil-A came over the other night with sandwiches and said, here, this is how we can help. That's what it's all about.
While they work to rebuild, Ray says serving the community will continue to be their central focus. For more information on how you can help, go to our website, foxbangor.com. In Bangor, Alex Schley for ABC7 and Fox 22 News.
Following the 4th driest July in Maine on record, experts warn drought conditions are expanding to more parts of the state. Our Grace Blanchard explains.
Parts of Maine have regressed back into severe drought, according to the latest data from the U.S. Drought Monitor.
The hardest hit areas are to the south, especially in the Mid-Coast region and York and Cumberland counties.
The Mid-Coast has worsened to severe drought, and abnormal dryness has now reached northern counties.
We have not been receiving the rainfall that we need in those sectors, and the Mid-Coast has consistently been on the short end of the rainfall that we've seen this summer.
This summer's drought is developing slower than last year's rapid dry spell. While major impacts are still unclear, experts warn conditions could worsen quickly.
And we do see a natural seasonal decline in our groundwater as we enter into fall. So if we're not able to replenish, then we're going to be faced with some pretty low groundwater levels in certain areas, and that could lead to a lot more dry wells.
Over 500 dry wells were reported to Maine's Dry Well Survey in 2025.
For those who have well water, if you are in an impacted area, then it is important to start conserving water.
Maine is in need of several rounds of steady soaking rain to recharge the groundwater. However, Jameson said it's not looking promising.
The pattern that we're facing does not look very conducive for widespread soaking rainfall, and that leads us to conclude that this drought will either persist across the state or could probably deteriorate even further going into the fall.
In Orono, Grace Blanchard, ABC7 and Fox 22 News.
Well, speaking of outdoor conditions, let's pause now for a first look at our forecast.
Thank you very much. Your first weather today is brought to you by Tick and Mosquito Guard. We stop ticks and mosquitoes, now serving Washington, Hancock, and Penobscot counties. We are pet safe and have eco-friendly options available. Call today for a free quote at 207-263-3421. All right, as we saw out there for today, highs did reach up into the upper 70s, but some of us are cooling off with some severe weather out there. Some strong storms passing through the state this afternoon. Otherwise, a little bit warmer down into the southwestern portion of the state, low 80s for Sanford, but the rest of us staying a bit cooler into the northern tier of the state where those storms started off a little bit earlier. So as you can see, going into this evening, those storms are going to begin to die off. Still a few out there early on, but then throughout the rest of the night, partly cloudy skies. The severe weather will be over with. We'll be in the clear, and we're going to stay in the clear into tomorrow, just partly cloudy skies. There will be a breeze that'll come in from the northwest for tomorrow after all this passes through. So you can see that here tonight. The winds are going to pick up overnight tonight into tomorrow. Here comes that northwest wind, gets near 20 to 25 miles per hour. So taking a look overnight tonight, the storms will be over early on, so partly cloudy skies the rest of the night, dropping those lows back down into the mid-50s.
Thank you, Chase, and we will be right back with more news.
I'm a fifth-generation logger from Allagash. I grew up a poor kid in a town full of poor people, doing everything right and still struggling to get ahead. And it's worse now. People in this country work so damn hard and still feel so damn broke. That's no way to live. Susan Collins keeps telling us that everything's fine, but we know it's not. We all have eyes, paychecks, and bills. We know we're getting screwed. You deserve better. I'm Troy Jackson. I'm running for Senate, and I approve this message.
In the ICU, I've seen patients being bankrupted by the cost of care, and they're having to travel 3 and 4 hours to receive that care. This didn't just happen. Susan Collins voted to support Donald Trump on the largest Medicaid cut in history. Healthcare is getting even more expensive. People are losing coverage. Labor and delivery centers are closing. Hospitals are closing. We need to tell Susan Collins to stop siding with Donald Trump. We can't afford it.
Jado Highlands Golf Course, nestled in the woods of Lincoln, just a short drive from Bangor or Holton. Designed for players of all abilities, Jado features everything a golfer desires. 18 fully irrigated holes, driving range, practice green, and a golf shop with instruction available. Jado maintains quality course conditions while proudly displaying some of the most scenic views in Maine. Challenge yourself to a round of golf surrounded by the beauty of Maine at Jado Highlands Golf Course.
No matter the president, no matter the party, we need our leaders to stand up for Maine. Like Senator Susan Collins, who crossed the aisle to protect the Affordable Care Act, saving health care for thousands of Mainers. She fought alongside Democrats to oppose tariffs on Canada that would harm Maine's economy. And when Republicans tried to cut Medicaid and rural health care, Senator Collins stepped in and delivered record funding. Call Senator Collins and ask her to keep fighting for Maine.
I went to work in the woods after high school. The harder we worked, the more that the companies took from us. That's why we organized. We made them listen. People are doing everything they can right and still cannot get ahead. Susan Collins keeps telling us everything is just fine. Who has she served? She has served Donald Trump. She has served the billionaires. She has served herself. We are getting screwed, and I'm running to change that.
Government that works PAC's responsible for the content of this ad. You're watching ABC 7 Bangor.
The community of Corinna came together last weekend to help a woman find a wedding ring belonging to her late husband. Our Sam Miller tells us it's a precious recovery in the wake of a tragedy.
On July 31st, 2026, 41-year-old Dustin Leonard of Lewiston lost his life in an ATV accident while riding on a trail behind A.E. Robinson & Company in Corinna. His body was discovered by his wife, Christina. Leonard's funeral was held in Bangor on Monday, but earlier, Christina had received a phone call from the funeral home with more troubling news.
When my husband arrived at the funeral home called me and told me what things they had for me to pick up, but they did not mention the wedding ring. And I had like this vivid memory of giving him CPR and seeing the wedding ring. And it's just like a very cheap $20 sterling silver ring. It wasn't like it was this very expensive. It was just more of a sentimental value to me.
Christina posted on numerous community pages for help and was blown away by the overwhelming support.
I have no words. People were so kind and said so many kind things, and people went out there and took time out of their day to go look for the ring.
On Saturday, Greenville native Ben Bailey went to the trail with a metal detector, found the ring and notified Christina immediately.
There was a picture of him in my messenger holding the ring, and I could not believe it. I still cannot believe it. I mean, it was a God thing. Like, there's no other way. And my husband knew that I needed that at that moment.
Dustin's memory will forever live on through his friends and family. Christina says this experience is a reminder to cherish every moment with the people in your life.
We tend to take things for granted, and we don't realize that life is so short, and moments like these make you realize that you never know what could happen. So love the people that love you and make sure you take every moment in and enjoy it.
We'll be right back.
I was a teacher in Aroostook County for 40-plus years, and I loved it.
But federal law prevented retired Maine teachers, law enforcement, and firefighters from receiving the full Social Security benefits they earned. Susan Collins fought for them and passed the Social Security Fairness Act.
My retirement almost tripled. What she did benefited over 25,000 Maine retirees. Thank you, Susan.
I'm Susan Collins, and I've approved this message.
Are your gutters weighed down by debris causing them to sag and overflow? I'm Tony Hafford with TC Hafford Basement Systems. Clogged gutters lead to costly repairs for your home, so skip the cleaning and stop the clogs with Gutter Shutter. Gutter Shutter, the world's best gutter, is a high-performance gutter with a lifetime no-clog guarantee. Stop the clutter, get Gutter Shutter. Call TC Hafford Basement Systems today for all things basementy.
The right dock should fit your shoreline and make life on the water easier, more rewarding, and more fun. When you choose Shoremaster from Hammond Lumber Company, you get all that, along with unmatched strength, versatility, and style. Shoremaster's tool-free Infinity Track system makes adding accessories a breeze. Hammond also offers poly-dock floating docks, perfect for deep or fluctuating waters. Transform your waterfront into your personal paradise with a Shoremaster Infinity Dock system or floating poly-dock system from Hammond Lumber Company.
Disturbing news about threats of violence against women. Is it Graham Plattner again? No, it's Troy Jackson. When a female legislator disagreed with Jackson, he threw a water bottle at her in anger. The woman was deeply frightened. Jackson was known for bullying, and his screaming felt like intentional intimidation. His brash conduct with women raised alarm bells about his temperament. Troy Jackson, another phony we can't trust. Pine Tree Results PAC is responsible for the content of this advertising.
The New England Patriots open their 2026 preseason hosting the Indianapolis Colts this Thursday at 7:30, and you can watch it on Fox 22.
Welcome back in, folks. It's been said by me 1,000 times already, but football season is almost here. And today, the Husson University Eagles took to the field for the first time for the 2026 season.
Very close, very connected, and ready to get this thing going.
It is almost that time. On Thursday, the Husson University Eagles football team took the field for their first practice of the 2026 preseason.
Oh my gosh, feels great. Not the nicest day, but you know, got a little bit of sunshine coming through. It's always great when you can come out here and play football, you know?
I'm so excited. I just put the helmet back on for the first time, running back onto the field. There's nothing like it.
There's a lot of hard work to put in for Husson ahead of their first game. But on day one, the focus is to set the standard and improve one day at a time.
Hey, we just want to get better every day. You know, it's going to be a grind. We're going to be out here for 17 days. We have, practice in the morning every day, ball walk-through lifts. It's a grind, and I think that all the guys here are just ready to work, and that's the best part about being here at Husson.
As it does every season, the Eagles roster has changed from the previous year. Seniors graduated, forcing veterans to step up into leadership roles. For junior captain Braden Trombley, that means being the guy his teammates can come to for support.
Just try to make sure that everybody feels comfortable. It's a big adjustment, especially these first few days being away from home. A lot of guys haven't done something like this before, so just making sure that they have someone that they can go to.
And for Brody Gibson, his role as a leader comes along with his promotion as the Eagles' new starting quarterback.
It's been great, being able to come out here and lead these guys is awesome, and for them to trust me to do that is just the greatest blessing, And Coach Clark, he's always been great. He's always kept my head on straight, kept me looking in the right direction, and then ready to go. I'm ready to take this thing over and lead these guys.
Among those Trombley and Gibson will lead, many new faces who will put on a college jersey for the very first time.
We have a lot of young guys coming in, and we already have a culture here at us, and we kind of a way we do things, and they're learning, they're stepping into that role, and obviously that's going to be hard for them, but I'm here to help them out. Our boys are here to help them out.
From the Winkin Complex, Max Sturm, ABC 7 and Fox 22 Sports. Both Braden and Brody just seem like such poised leaders already. They have their first game on September 5th versus Framingham, and we'll make sure to get you that. But for right now, let's take a quick check-in with the Red Sox, who are looking to break their 5-game loss streak. Game 4 of the Blue Jays series, and it starts well for the Sox as Wilson Contreras knocks this ball out into center field. It's a double, and that sends Wilyer Abreu home for the early 1-0 lead. Now check out this nice play. It goes out to third, and then it's going to be another throw to second for the out, throw to first for the out, and it's a sweet double play. And then in the top of the 8th, Caleb Durbin with the bases loaded. He takes advantage as he nukes this ball over the wall. It's a grand slam, and what a way to respond for the Sox as they take a 7-0 win. Folks, before we get you your weather, a reminder that the Patriots preseason opener versus the Indianapolis Colts will be live on Fox at 7:30. So enjoy your news, then catch all the action on Fox. I know I've been dying for football to get back, and I imagine you guys have been too. We won't see Drake May tonight or most of the starters, but it'll still be fun to watch them play. For right now, that's all the time we have for sports. Now here's your weather.
Thank you very much. Temperatures in the upper 70s here in Bangor for today before many of us cooled off with some stronger showers and thunderstorms out there. Some severe thunderstorm warnings out there this afternoon. That's why you were a bit cooler further north for today. The storm started for you early on, but down to the southwestern portion of the state, still a few low 80s out there in Freiburg and Sanford out there this afternoon. Now for tonight, the fronts will be passing through. Clearer skies throughout the night, so we will see those lows fall back into the mid 50s here in Bangor. Could possibly see upper 40s and low 50s into the northern tier of the state. So pretty similar temperatures for tomorrow. We will see a breeze from the northwest, but mid to upper 70s, maybe slightly cooler here in Bangor. Same temperatures for your coastline to the southwestern portion of the state. But yes, it can be a bit cooler up north with upper 60s and low 70s in the northern tier of the state. So the average highs this time of year right around 80 degrees, slightly below that for tomorrow. Back near average throughout your weekend. We will see a dip Monday due to cloudy skies, a few showers and thunderstorms, but we bounce right back near average, if not slightly above, Tuesday, Wednesday, and the Thursday in the mid portions of next week. So winds out there right now are going to become light and variable throughout the night tonight, but here comes that northwest wind for tomorrow. It will be a bit breezy at times, gusting near 20 to 25 miles per hour, but here's the good news. The winds lighten up again throughout Friday night, and they're going to stay light going into your weekend on Saturday. Winds then only looking to be right around 5 to 10 miles per hour. So yes, some severe weather out there for this afternoon, but the good news is those storms are coming to an end early on tonight. They will die as they get into the evening hours here very shortly. So pretty clear skies the rest of the night into tomorrow. Looking to stay dry as well. Just some partly cloudy skies for your Friday. Now going into Saturday, same deal. High pressure in place. Plenty of sunshine for your Saturday. Maybe a few clouds out there, but otherwise we'll see those temperatures back in the low 80s. So for tonight, we got mid 50s out there. The storms are coming to an end. Partly cloudy skies otherwise with west winds right around 5 to 10 miles per hour for tomorrow. Pretty similar temperatures to what we saw out there for today. Maybe slightly cooler with mid to upper 70s, and there will be a breeze out there from the northwest gusting near 10 to 25 miles per hour. So taking a look at your extended forecast, you can see going into this weekend, we got plenty of sunshine in store for us for your Saturday. Highs right back near average at the 80-degree mark. Still pretty close to average Sunday, but we got some cloud cover building in. We will stay dry throughout the day, but there is a chance for some rain showers overnight, Sunday night into Monday, and that leads to that chance for a few showers and thunderstorms Monday afternoon, mid 70s then, drying out Tuesday with highs back near average.
Definitely happy to see a nice looking weekend heading our way. It's a relief. Alrighty, folks. Well, there is still more to come. Don't go anywhere.
Millions of dollars in lies are flooding Maine from out-of-state groups attacking Susan Collins. Independent fact-checkers called this attack on Susan's Medicaid record false. Susan's been named a Medicaid champion, and calling Susan corrupt also proven false. Mainers know and trust Susan. She's America's most bipartisan senator, and the only way to beat their lies is for us to tell the truth.
I'm Susan Collins, and I've approved this message. Join my team and give today.
I am living my dream. A dream that I had no idea was my dream until I started doing it. I chose the Certified Medical Assisting program because being a medical assistant is so rewarding. We had 6 kids, and I was already working full-time at the hospital. My husband said, you know, you should just do it. Maybe that decision in the beginning is difficult, but it's not impossible. It doesn't matter what is happening in your life. This is a doable thing.
If you've been injured in a motorcycle wreck, call 855 Iron Law today. Iron Horse Motorcycle Lawyers. We protect our own.
He put his life on the line for his country. Senator Susan Collins isn't forgetting him or any of our veterans. She's delivered millions in federal funding to improve housing for veterans across Maine and provide housing vouchers to make sure Maine veterans have a place to call home. She's also worked tirelessly to provide the quality mental health care our veterans deserve. Call and tell Senator Collins to keep fighting for our veterans.
You don't get to buy the government that you want.
But let's look at what Troy Jackson did, because Troy Jackson likes to keep it in the family. When Jackson was state Senate president, his son was one of the highest paid lobbyists in town. Special interests paid his son, and Jackson changed his positions. Was it a coincidence, or was something corrupt? Troy Jackson is just another dirty politician. SLF PAC is responsible for the content of this advertisement.
Welcome back in, everyone. Lastly, folks will have their sights set on the sky in Aroostook County during the annual Crown of Maine Balloon Fest. Hot air balloon pilots travel to the area every August to give people the opportunity to take the ride of a lifetime. Our Jody Hersey has more on this annual adventure.
So if you've ever been near a hot air balloon, it's majestic.
For more than 20 years, the Crown of Maine Balloon Fest has been attracting kids and adults of all ages to the city of Presque Isle.
So there's no way for us to track who comes and how many times they come. But the best data that we get says that we have around 5,000 to 8,000 people who come from more than 50 miles away.
The pilots travel from throughout the country to participate in this event. This year, there will be 16 hot air balloons for spectators and participants to enjoy. Randy Lee will be piloting his balloon called Spellbound Spirit.
One day, I just decided it was time to ride in a hot air balloon, and from that day on, I've been hooked.
The festival offers both tethered and non-tethered balloon rides.
To do a hot air balloon ride, it is a very different experience. You don't feel like you're moving. You don't feel like you're way up high on a tower. Yes, tethered rides are exactly what they sound like. So they're tethered to the ground. They are tethered to multiple vehicles, so there is no chance of you going anywhere other than up and back down again.
The festival is not only eye-catching, it is also a big boost to the local economy.
We bring tourism to our community, to our businesses where people will stop at the gas station, hit up a restaurant, stay at the hotel.
The Crown of Maine Balloon Fest will take place August 28th through August 30th.
Crown of Maine Balloon Fest is definitely a family-oriented event. It is good old-fashioned fun.
In Presque Isle, I'm Jody Hersey for ABC 7 and Fox 22 News.
Definitely looks like an exciting experience to be had there, so long as you're okay with heights, which I am not, but far be it from me to deny anyone else. Alrighty, folks, that is going to do it for us. From everyone here at ABC 7 News, take care and have a great rest of your night. Join us for more over on Fox 22 News tonight at 6:30.
State of emergency, tracking record rainfall in the Midwest, the flooding, tornadoes, and damage from the life-threatening weather. Plus, as gas prices rise again, the latest on the...
He should have had, which was hot water. You were on notice to fix it, and you should have fixed it. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $633. We're finished. Thank you very much.
Excuse me, step out.
Judge Judy continues in a moment. And on the next Judge Judy.
My opinion's the only one that counts.
I'm happy at least I got compensated for the time that I was there.
There were some valid points made.
I had to take cold showers. I had to take showers by the pool.
I could see that could be inconvenient, but I don't think he bathes that often anyway.
I think that he should have never left me without hot water.
I maintain my property.
What have I learned? I learned that Judge Judy is pretty cool.
I'd like to give Judge Judy a hug and then go home.
This is Fox 22 News Tonight.
Multiple people are injured after a bridge collapse in Old Town. Good evening and thank you for joining us. I'm Beth Jones. It happened shortly after 2 p.m. today. Portions of the Llewellyn Estes Bridge in Old Town collapsed while a construction crew was at work. Our Doug Banks joins us now live from the scene. And Doug, what is the latest there?
About to toss to me. Good evening, Beth. I'm here live in Old Town, where just over my left shoulder is the site of the collapsed bridge, which fell into the Stillwater River. Now we're going to show you some footage that was taken shortly after the bridge collapse, which was at around 2 o'clock this afternoon, while construction crews were working on it. And we spoke with Old Town's police and fire chief, who both said that one person was taken to the hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. 2 others were treated and released on scene. Here's Old Town's fire chief about that and one Old Town